The journey of self-discovery, or you can say mindfulness or meditation, starts from where we are. But where we are? Where we are in the world, in our relations, where we are at the physical level, mental level, emotional level. So you might have heard, we teachers, when we are not aware that everyone can start the journey where we are, so we teachers start saying, oh, you have to prepare for asana. No, you have to calm down, then you have to meditate. We only need an awareness and recognition. So, how to understand some of the teachings of our masters? One thing is sure, with all of us, you include me also, and you should, that when we start the journey, in the mind, in the emotions, in the intellect, we have a feeling that, can I get into that permanent peace and happiness every teacher is talking about? And now, that statement is expressed by Buddha as Dukkham, Dukkham, Dukkham. Dukkha means sorrow, sorrow, sorrow. So if you start contemplating in your life, I am guiding one couple here, and both said to me that, we love 99% each other. Everything is okay. I said, then why am there with you? Oh, only 1% is the problem. But that 1% is the 100% problem. So why don't you manage with the 99% of love? Only 1% is the problem. So that is what Buddha says, Dukkham, Dukkham, Dukkham. That 1% pervades and permeates the entire life. Only a recognition is required. And then the Buddha says, Anityam, Anityam, Anityam. So first step is recognition, awareness where I am. I may be healthy, I have no problem with my relations, no problem with the world, I'm doing good, We can say financially, professionally, socially. So I have to become aware what exactly I am looking for. That should be very clear in our head. What I am seeking and why I am seeking. We start dreaming, let us sit, close our eyes. As some people say me that I want to levitate. We are already levitating in our life. What is the need to dream about it? So what Buddha has been referring, first, that there is a suffering. Do I recognize do I recognize that there is a suffering? My master used to say that, do you experience pleasure? It gives you some kind of a happiness? Yes. And there comes the time when this pleasure disappears from your life. Yes, the mind starts craving for it. It has created a habit and it falsely acknowledges that pleasure is nothing but happiness. So, my master used to say that because we do not recognize and acknowledge that the pleasure comes and goes, so the pain comes and goes. This is what Buddha is saying. The world is suffering. Well, if we go a step further, so you see that Buddha says, Anityam, Anityam, Anityam. Impermanent nature of what we are seeking. Then the mind starts understanding and acknowledging that is there anything permanent? See that? We should always, the moment if you want to treat the path successfully, we should always contemplate and reflect. For example, you see, it permeates our physical, mental, emotional, professional, social level. For example, you are upset with a person with whom you have never been upset. Impermanent nature. Do you recognize and acknowledge and maintain your cool and calm? Mindfulness and meditation is for you to know how to remain, I won't say indifferent, but how to remain not dictated and influenced by the very mind that has accepted the permanent nature of the world. That is what Buddha is. Oh, the pain comes and then we get upset. Honey, I never thought you should behave like this. Are you controller of the world? No. Enjoy. It is his or her problem. That, we are understanding we have to start the journey from where we are. So from today, I will not be upset. I refuse to be miserable because of the constant nature of the world is changing, of impermanent. We are de-identifying in our mind. That is the role of the asana. One role of the asana is that when the body is totally steady, the mind is prevented to go outside through the body. Many masters have shown a different way, but for the same thing. So, dukkam, 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 sorrow, 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 and once we acknowledge that the world offers me suffering in terms of pain, in terms of craving for pleasure, in all the cases, the mind, emotions, and the feeling is moving outside. And the intellect is carried away. That is the reason the contemplation, reflection, listening to the talk based on the principles of Eastern wisdom is required. So, sorrow, suffering, even the craving for pleasure is a sorrow. Don't you feel getting agitated? Don't we make a statement, I never thought you should be like this. When we are changing, the others are also changing. Impermanent nature. And the third point points to the state of the mindfulness. So Buddha says, I'm saying in Sanskrit, Chanikam, Chanikam, Chanikam. So I'll bring in the understanding of the psychology here. Chanika means momentary, momentary, momentary. Why he's bringing that word, momentary, momentary? Mind is facing to the world. You have acknowledged and accepted this is the nature of the world, suffering and impermanent. You have created a gap between the response that you are going to give to the world and you. That is momentary, momentary, momentary. The psychologist says that when there is a gap, when there is a space between you and the world outside, that gap gives you to make a response, not a reaction. And that gap is known, understood, experienced in meditation. Chanikam, momentary. In a spur of moment, I become angry. In a spur of moment, I say, I love you. Do you see that? Do you have that moment? That moment is always there. We discover. So what we discover? We discover that we can still maintain the inner peace and happiness, whatever it takes in the world outside, at the personal, professional, social level. The Buddha says, Shunyam, Shunyam, Shunyam. Emptiness, emptiness, emptiness. So the moment we discover we are filled with the pure consciousness of peace and happiness, love and wisdom. So where we have started our journey, acknowledge and accept and recognize where I am in the world. Is the mind running outside? Okay. Body, mind, intellect, ego. Sometimes, we get heavily conditioned, I have read that if you sit in a lotus pose, then only you will succeed in mindfulness. So I created my own conditioning. Why? Because I don't want to succeed. Not that I want to succeed. Do you see that? I go to the session one, you know that, I cannot do it, so let me do it. And we have hundreds of examples by masters who never started with a lotus pose, who never declared that this pose is must. Why? It is the world outside. Nothing is outside is must for self-discovery. That is how the journey of mindfulness or meditation or self-discovery begins. So let us start the practice and see how we should and we must succeed today. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. When eyes are closed, the position of the body. Now listen to me carefully. You will find out that every step, is nothing but, every step is nothing but, we start the journey from where we are. Eyes are closed and position of the body. Am I not saying we should start, we are starting the journey from where we are? So I say recognize and acknowledge where we are. And what I said, position of the body. So how do you know position of the body? By feeling, knowing. And we said that be there. And you know it. Being there is much more powerful than becoming. And becoming is a problem. So you looked at the position of the body, you have a feeling, you are aware, and it is done. So we reinforce the same in being, being comfortable, being carefree, being casual. So what happens for non-meditators? Their mind is wandering, they reinforce what they should not. Oh, my honey is like this, my boss is like this, and my relation is like this, my daughter and son is like this, and don't you see that, I have a financial problem, and hence I cannot meditate. This is all the way we think. So what we are doing, you see that how we change the mind intelligently. Change the direction. So look at the neck joint. Just do it so that you can reinforce in your mind. Even the first two steps will create a gap, a space. Look at the shoulder joints, feel the sensation, being comfortable, and just move the mind on the hip joint, feel the sensation, being comfortable, and so you see that what we miss when the teacher is giving you the practical lesson, the mind continues to think in a habitual way. And then it takes years without any change. So you are here and now. You're not building a castle in your mind. So what will happen? You minimize the distractions of the mind by being comfortable. My friend, it is here and now. You try and see that. Move the mind on the entire body. Just looking at the entire body. Looking the entire body for what? Not for craving, not for anything outside, but for being comfortable. Is it not living in the present? Ask yourself. And we intellectually say, no, living in the present is the key. We are already there. So let us move little deeper. Let us move little deeper and check it. Check if the mind is living here and now. Now we are exploring the use of the tools we have to succeed. So what is our understanding? Check the mind. Check if the mind is living here and now. Is your breath living here and now? Yes, let us look at the breath. Breath lives here and now. Yes. Do you acknowledge it? Yes. Yes. So let me look at the breath. You can change the inner mechanics of the tool outside. So here we are not saying breath mindfulness. We are saying, okay, let me start. Just looking at the breath. So when you look at the breath, first thing that we find that it is moving. It is moving. So the present moment, known by the mind, is to prevent it to move into the past and future. We are using this tool in a very simple way. It means I will acknowledge in my mind and accept that I am living in the present as long as the mind is moving with the breath. One, the mind is feeling the sensation. There is an acknowledgement and acceptance that every time the breath goes in, I feel the sensation. Every time I go, I feel the sensation the breath is coming out, and at the same time, I will not follow the habitual routine of the mind that is becoming. Becoming means I need an effort. I need to change everything, including the breath. So I don't change the breath at all. Now what is the teaching has been distorted? Focus on the breath. It will become breath mindfulness. Come on. Not possible. That is why we learn the principle. There is a laws of the science through which we apply and create technology, gadgets, tools. The same way it works. You are looking at the breath. Now see that being carefree and looking at the breath works at the same time. How come? You are naturally paying attention to the moving breath, and same time the mind is maybe obsessed with the thought or feeling, carefree. This becomes a deeper practice. We do it habitually. I'm reminding you, sometimes you look at a person you don't like. But socially we say, oh, come on, hey, how are you? And sometimes we also force our mind to declare that you are a wonderful person. So that creates the problem. And here, it helps your mind to separate the influx of thoughts while keeping awareness of the breath. What else? How simple? Acknowledge and accept where the word is. We have accepted. The body is being comfortable. Being where the habitual mind is, we don't want to fight. We don't want to create a reaction. So we did first the breath awareness, not focus. And at the same time, with that breath awareness, I'm also aware of the thought and the feeling and what is going on in the mind. Are you not creating a space? Churnikam, churnikam, churnikam. We were obsessed with the thought. Now, not. So we found out if we want to lay a strong foundation that aims at self-discovery, the highest state of mindfulness, a kind of churnikam, churnikam, churnikam. You see that I'm doing the same steps but totally in a different way. Oh, is it possible that I can experience relaxation and stillness as if it is separate from the influx of habitual thought and tendencies? Yes, look at the head and the neck. And sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So in today's journey, this step is being done to recognize and acknowledge when the mind is facing inside. There is a sudden awakening of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look at the right arm. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left arm. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left arm, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Chest and the belly, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Right leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. It is there. We are not becoming. So, what the mind plays a trick the moment it wants, it goes inside. Same trick. What is that trick? Mind says you are already relaxed, sleep. Relax, so sleep. Kind of letharginess. It is okay in the beginning. Or maybe in flux of thought some people may feel. Others people may feel inner calm. Relaxed state. We need to acknowledge that. And we did understood about the gap. So let us see that we show to the mind, this is the way. What is the way? And it works. You are looking at the breath. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. And feeling the sensation. And the breath goes in. Shantoham. Shantoham means I am the peace. The breath comes out. Shantoham. Yes. No, I did it before. Yes, continue. Transition is very important. The moment the mind realizes habitually by the lack of awareness in the practice, it forces you to run to the same habit from where the suffering in the world started. So, just continue. In the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, your mind is facing inside on the breath, and you are dropping Shantoham. So you may drop the Shantoham like, I know it, habitually, or with an acknowledgement, with awareness. You already have a knowledge in the background. What? That there is always a gap between the world outside and the mind. The intellect may start intellectualizing. Don't do that. Just follow. Breath goes in, Shantoham. Breath comes out, Shantoham. How simple. And now, when the breath goes in, drop Shantoham. And breath comes out. Look at the space. Breath out. It is very simple intellectually, but instantly it gives you that fine print in the mind that is already present behind. So what we are doing, when the breath goes in, we continue to do Shantoham, but when the breath comes out, you look the space. That is where the breath is moving out. It is okay. It may appear to you the steps are so simple. Life is very simple. So the mindfulness is. Do I acknowledge and accept? The life will change, my friend. So in a very subtle, diligent way, we're asking the mind, know little deeper now when the breath goes in, become aware of the space, and when the breath comes out, drop Shantoham. Shantoham means I'm the peace. And now, with awareness, the breath goes in, Shantoham. The breath comes out, Shantoham. One more understanding or acknowledgement or acceptance. The word dukkha, sorrow, suffering, sukha, happiness. So the moment the breath goes in, when you are saying Shantaham, just become aware of the space. The word kha is both. In dukkha, that is suffering, in sukha also. So you see that what is the difference? The moment the breath goes in, you are saying Shantaham while becoming aware of the space. Only sukha. You need not to even concern about it. The breath comes out, Shantaham, becoming aware of the space, sukha. And you are carried away by the word dukkha. So in that space, something bad is there. The word do, prefix, syllable, and kha is the space. Su is auspicious, here and now, and kha is space. Again, see that. These two words are rediscovered into our practice and experience. Oh, I have to only become aware of the space that is already existing. So it is not a becoming process. It is the state of being. Can I see that? Yes, everyone. Continue. Even with these steps, you can go very deep into a higher meditation. So normally we understand, this practice is advanced and that practice is not. No, we have to advance into the practice. And we miss the point. Now even leave the Shantaham, who Shantaham helped us to acknowledge and accept that space, or so-called, you may say, emptiness. Now maintain that, just look into that, maintain that awareness of the space when the breath goes in and out. And even if you leave the breath, awareness, be there. My master used to say that, no doubt, mantra, breath awareness, other tools, steps, helps you until you reach home. It is like a car. You cannot enter into your living room or bedroom with a car. These steps have to be left outside. Similarly, The car is left outside. And you discover. And when you do the practice regularly, you move every time into that space without any objection of the mind. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand, your mind to the left hand. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Maria?
Fine.
Feel good, relax?
Yeah, much better.
Much better. That's why you have to be with me to always feel much better. You missed many. How are you, Terry? Relax. Priscilla met Terry. You see that? Terry, we should be doing in the comfort zone, but with awareness. So that zone of comfort with awareness helps us to move deeper. It does not create any kind of reaction. We should never start the journey of meditation. I dream I could sit in a lotus pose and go to the Himalayas and then meditate, then become like Shiva. No, we should not. We should filter out these wrong notions from our life. So, how are you, Paul and Priscilla?
I'm very calm. I could have gone on for hours.
That's really good.
I like the breathing
Shantoham.
Shantoham in and breathing out into the space. That was great for me.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. The mind was totally or naturally focused there. And it gives you that there is nothing in it, There is nothing in it, but there is everything in it. How are you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. You have to watch out for the habits because even doing Shantoham, it can be a habit. So I
Yes.
get a little too caught up thinking about that rather than being in the space.
Rather than being in the space. That is the most important point he brought out, that it can be a habit. I'm aware of the breath. Don't worry, So Here also and now everywhere. Oh, you are in anxiety, focus on the breath. Be mindful. Are we really mindful?
Yeah.
That is the question. Or are we habituated over these tools? No, I know it. Even if you know it, acknowledge and accept where you are. It will help. I remember my master used to say that recognize you are something, okay? Now become nothing. And when you become nothing, what happens? You become everything.
Clever.
What a beauty of the teaching, the something. The what is that something is attached to my I-ness, my habit, and that is the cause of suffering, Priscilla. So when you said in the space you became nothing, hold on to it naturally. You become everything. That is. So what about who are others? Sangeeta, how are you? I don't hear you. Yes.
हाँ जी सर, बिल्कुल एकदम हल्का हो गया।
Lightness.
और जब स्पेस में जाते हैं तो एकदम बिल्कुल खाली और दूर तक बहुत गहरा दिखा है, मतलब
Very good.
अच्छा लगा बहुत।
The mind moves deep into the space that brings the state of the lightness. अरे देवी जी, शोभा जी आएंगी सामने? Will you appear, Shobha, meeting after a long time? हाँ जी। नमस्कार बाद में हो जाएगी। क्या हुआ? ठीक है, चलो। समीर क्या है? चलो ठीक है, सब ठीक है। How are you, Sameer?
After I started doing it, and I was just kept on listening to you. After some 15-20 minutes, I was thinking that something is going towards upwards. Upward position means something is going towards my head. I didn't know what was going toward. And when I opened my eyes after the meditation, that upper head portion was very cool, very cold, like ice.
Very cool.
Now it is not. But
Yes.
finished my meditation, then I realized that my eyes are very cold. This upper head portion was very cold. And now it is not.
You see that how simple the practice is and how it leads to a deeper experience. For God's sake, we should not compare our experiences with others. That is the part of the word. But we should enjoy. This is a beautiful experience. That is what we say in Tantra, the ascending journey of the mind. The mind starts moving upward. It starts leaving its thoughts and habits and mechanical routine, and it goes deep into the state of mind.